Woo! Here we go.
Here we go. Industry of Cool with Junior. Hi.
Hello.
So, I think you're really cool. You know?
Thank you. I think you're really cool.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
But I want to know why you think you're cool.
Oh, I don't think I'm cool.
You don't think you're cool?
I don't think I'm cool.
Really?
I think I'm nice. I think I'm a good person, but I don't think I'm cool.
Well, that's funny because I was thinking about like, why do I think you're cool? It's because of your kindness, but also your style. But also, it's really rare to encounter people like you in Miami. That is like just like very open and like nice. Like nice is cool. I think nice is cool. So, and I also think a lot of people that are cool don't think they're cool, which is another thing. When do you feel like you're your best self?
As of recent, I would say performing, because I got into improv, comedy, acting, and everything. So it wasn't like up until like 2 years ago that I didn't hit a stage. And then I was like, this is what it feels like to like fully feel like myself. Like I played sports growing up. That felt good. Like I always loved sports and the arts, but I never indulged in it. So it wasn't until recent, like in the last couple of years, like really like putting myself out there performing, that I feel fully like myself like that. And my best self. And music, like literally, like I live my life like if it's a movie, and I have like a soundtrack to my life, and I start my day off with a different song depending on like a vision that I have or something that I heard, and that like kicks off the playlist and kind of like curates the rest of my day.
I love that.
Like it scores it.
I love that. I live like that. I feel like when I'm not like that, I get sad. Like when you're not being creative. Are you an only child?
Yep.
Okay, so am I. And I feel like growing up, a lot of my best friends were my CDs that I still carry when I move somewhere. Like that was the only thing I carried when I moved in with Hector. It was like my CDs, my VHSs, my everything. And I think that's why, like now, how many playlists do you have on Spotify?
Yeah, I'm a Spotify guy.
So how many?
That I've created, not that many, but I save a lot.
Okay.
Because I find my aesthetic in other places. Like your vibe attracts your tribe. So like,
yeah.
I feel great with you guys, you know, like, so the similar vibe that you're wearing a Smith shirt, you know, like.
Yeah, I love the Smiths.
Everything about that, like 500 Days of Summer when they have that scene, like
gosh.
the Smiths. Oh, okay, I love the
so
Smiths. Like,
do you connect every song to a movie scene?
Kind
Does
of,
that
yeah.
happen to you?
Yeah.
Like I hear a song and I already think of the scene. Like when you said 500 Days of Summer when they're in the elevator singing together, right? Like I just love that it all connects, and maybe that's why we love it so much. Because
we somewhat like dramatize our own life in doing that, because of what you're saying, like being an only child, and that kind of is like an extra character in your life. The movies, the songs, and everything, like those are your audience, your company and stuff along the journey that is life. Like it's what you connect with, and if you don't have someone else to reason with, you find reason in something, right? So you find it in songs and movies and shows, and that's what it was for me. Like my siblings, my aunts and uncles were like famous people or whatever, you know, like I connected with them more than anything.
Yeah.
So we kind of do that. We kind of do it with our lives.
Like you read the lyrics, you like what is the song meaning, and was that something that like was it hard or easy for you to make friends growing up?
I feel like it was easy because I was always like a dog, dude. Like I just like happy to see you, like so I will come off with that energy. Sometimes it's too much for people, and those are cat people. But then other people are dog people.
What?
Those are cat people.
Cat people.
Yeah. So like if I come off with dog energy and they're like,
it's too much.
Whoa. Those are cat people probably, you know.
Yeah.
Then dog people are like, oh my God, yeah. I want to be your friend, buddy. And that's me coming in like wagging my tail all harmless and shit. Like I just.
But cat people that never made you like dim your light? Like kind of like, oh, maybe they're right. Like I'm too much. You never thought that?
I didn't think that deep into it at that time
You
until
think
later.
more of like,
I started
I'm gonna
reasoning with
find
cat
my
people
dog
later.
people.
Yeah, from the get.
Really? But you've been hurt before by friends or no?
Yeah.
Because I feel like you're really like nice, but how do you stay nice when people are like really mean?
I talk to Steph about this all the time, and I go, it's my biggest fault that I just don't know how to change. So I just keep getting screwed over.
Really?
Yeah, and then I just wake up and I'm like, well, that wasn't right, but I don't know how to be any other way. Like,
You stay soft in a hard world,
yeah,
right?
yeah. And I tell all these people all the time, I'm like, I'm a PBS kid, so I just keep going back to
Yeah.
those roots, like Bob
Yeah.
Ross and
They
Mr.
taught
Rogers,
you.
LeVar Burton,
Mm-hmm.
like all this stuff growing up. Like that's be kind, be nice to nature, to others,
Was
to
it Be
animals.
Kind
Like
Rewind?
that was a movie with Jack Black and Mos Def.
Right.
Awesome.
So now you're in Cultura Media House.
Yeah. Home.
Yeah.
Feels
Isn't
like
that cool that you
It's
found
crazy.
your little tribe?
Yep. But
That's
your vibe
hard.
attracts your tribe. Like,
But that's hard to find that grupo.
especially here, like you said, like
Yeah.
in a place like this. But I mean, we all went through our own like walks of life.
Yeah.
A lot of people talk about you have to leave Miami to then like find yourself and then come back and really like plug it in or continue on in that venture and stuff. But we all are from here, went through our own little journeys, came back here, and then like all the pieces just matched. Like this beautiful jigsaw came together to like form like one clear picture. This is what we're supposed to be doing.
No, it's beautiful to watch.
And
straight up,
the ingredients have kind of been there along the way. We just started cooking now and like started seeing if they actually fit into the recipe or not, and it really does. Like, got the secret sauce here, you know?
I know. Do you like? It's so exciting to step into this room every day, right? For you,
I tell Adrian to be surrounded by his art is incredibly inspiring. There's a Keith Haring book up here. Hector and I have always connected on Keith Haring too. I have a tattoo on my back that's a Survivin' tattoo that has like Keith Haring characters on it.
Okay, that's my friend. Keith Haring is my friend. He's one of my companions for sure. He's the reason, well, one of the biggest reasons why I made my first film.
Boom.
That he was about AIDS, because I always just like, he was just so great. And I see the influence everywhere here. And maybe that's why it feels like home too. Because it's something I've read always.
Led me here. Like,
oh my gosh.
And I tell him all the time, I go, to be surrounded by this is insane. And not only that, but to see him do it live. Yeah. Like to see an artist create art live, whether it's like this, like hand to canvas, or it's Hector making a flyer, you know, like, or it's like Legends of Dade working on a post. Like I see all of this coming together. David Verjano is like creating AI, like images, and like to see art being created by artists is insane. Just hearing Roby read like a script or something. What the hell, yo, like.
Isn't that crazy? You guys are like living in a dream that a lot of young kids have. Like, so I watched The Sandlot for the first time this weekend. And by the end of the movie, I was crying and clapping and standing.
Wow.
It was such a powerful film. I mean, the name says it, right? Like, I think some of the best films I watched, it's not about one person. Like, the main character is the place. Like, they created this whole world. But I also see the friendship. And I also see, like, I was like, that's you. That's Junior. That's Adrian. Like, I see you guys kind of, like, form that little grupito. And, like, you guys should really just take care of it. And, like...
We're protecting it for sure. Be
grateful for it. Because that is something so beautiful to witness. So, okay. So, that's your favorite movie. Why is that your favorite movie?
I think at the time it came out and everything, it was like a perfect culmination for me. It's early 90s.
93.
93. The Marlins just became a team. I was just going to start playing my first season of baseball, 93, 94. So it was like literally a perfect culmination. Only child. Seeking that community, that group, that tribe, that team, whatever. And then the music, man. Like it's perfectly scored. It's also narrated.
Yeah, it
So the
is.
fact that it's like
By
narrated
the
with,
writer and yeah.
so like the fact that that's happening, there's just like an attachment to it I didn't even know until later.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a psychology behind everything that gets done, because they added all of those things for you to then find all these little like gems. The more and more you watch it, you learn something new. So I mean, from the moment, it was just one of those like you're just
I
like
love
you're
this
glued,
film.
you're just glued immediately.
Yeah.
And he had everything, every sensory overload was happening to take me and like capture me, and like attention span, whatever. I'm like 6 years old or whatever,
Yeah.
and I'm like
There's not like one bad thing
glued,
about
glued,
that
glued.
film.
No, and it tackles everything, so I loved it.
So you related more with the main character, or who did you relate with more?
With all of them.
With all of them.
Yeah, that was the beauty for me about it too.
Wow.
Like I find, because there's another saying, Ubuntu. You know Ubuntu. Ubuntu is the phrase that ended the apartheid in South Africa with Nelson Mandela and Desmond Tutu. Which just means like whatever you're capable of, I'm capable of. As high as you go, I go. Like we are one, like ultimately. And I would low key get lost in like this kaleidoscope of characters where I would like find myself in each person and whatever I'm watching. Like I try to like feel whatever they're feeling. Like if I can or I can't. If I can't, okay.
Wow.
I don't force it. But it's like I morph
you're
into
an actor
whatever.
Too.
I feel like I always have been, without training, like classically training.
Yeah.
Street training more than like book, like street smart over book smart when it comes to that. But yeah, I've always approached certain things that like,
yeah.
And I've always been used to be a character. I was always a performer in the family.
Oh, me too.
So sing that song, dance that dance, do that impression.
But how did you find yourself with all that? Because it took me not a while, but it kind of like being. So with that also comes kind of pleasing everyone.
Yeah.
You know, like I please my mom, I please my grandma, whatever they say. My family's huge. So it was like, but then it's like, wait, you get to a space where you're like, wait, who am I? Like, am I doing that because I want to do it? Or is it because they're telling me to do it?
It was probably a combination of both,
in
the sense that like, it was easy for me to do these things, but it was also like on call. Like I wanted to do. It
was like automatic.
Yeah. And I could literally be playing in the room and they'll just yell my name and be like, come here and imitate Enrique Iglesias.
Oh my God. I knew you would do it. You're just like, yeah.
I would go, I'd paint a mole on my face, I'd put a beanie on, and I can be your. Yeah,
no.
Yeah. Wow. Like just like that.
Freaking epic.
But the reason why I did it so much was because it was so easy to me. The same way, like I asked Hector, the biggest favor in the world, can you please do this thing on? And he's like, what do you need, guy? I'll do any flyer. Like, yeah.
You sound like me.
We're too nice, right? Like,
yeah. He's like, what? And then when I tell him what it is, he's like, that's the big favor. I was like, yeah, of course. You know, shout out to Hector.
Shout out to Hector. Because I was like made to feel like if I asked for anything, why?
Why
What's
do we feel that way?
Even though everything was asked of us.
Like, and giving everything. Why is it like that?
I don't know. And that's why I'm like, better to be seen, not heard, like a mime my whole life. Like just seen, not heard, like.
Oh my gosh. I relate so much to this. So do you feel seen today?
Now, yeah.
Who do you feel like sees you the most?
My dad.
Your dad? Are you guys similar?
Yeah.
Yeah. When was like that aha moment though?
Probably around the time of the Sandlot, like honestly.
Really?
Yeah, like I have pictures.
Was he like Billy? With Bill? With the stepdad? But your actual dad?
No.
He was more like the mom?
No, he was neither. Honestly. He was like in the Sandlot.
Really?
Yeah, he was one of the Sandlot guys. Like,
oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, no, he's super goated. The Chati. They call me Hijo de Chati here. Like, I would say very, very young age. He's been the one that always saw what I had and came to play with me. Let's say like in the right way, like that. Like just like how they say improv. Like, oh, good playing with you, this and that. Like he always came to play with me as like we're kids. Like he sees what I am doing,
Yeah.
and he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna
That's
expound on that. Like
awesome. Oh my gosh, that makes me so happy. You don't
yeah,
know
that's my
how
dog.
happy
I
that
love that
makes me
dude.
because I do that for my daughter now. Like I see her and she plays all the characters in Frozen. She plays all of them. Olaf, Kristoff, Anna, and I love playing with her. And like people in my family joke around. They're like, "Oh, who's that toy for?" It's for Valeria. I'm like, "Yeah, it is." And I love playing with her, but I feel like she sees me as like a buddy, like that
Yeah,
I just literally do everything with her. So it makes me happy because I hope she feels seen by me
I think
when
she
she gets
does.
older.
I think she does. And all the little clips and pics that I see of her, like either she's jamming to that on TV,
Yeah.
like that's
Oh,
so
she's
cool.
so
Like,
in. Oh,
and that, like dressing
yesterday
up and all. Yeah, like, hell yes.
she was watching the Sandlot with us. She had seen it before me because Dada had already put it on. And she was like, Benny, Benny. I was like, what? Is that her first crush? No, I'm
Yeah, she
kidding.
might have a little crush.
Maybe. I
Oh,
was like,
a
Ben.
little.
I was like, I think
Benny.
Benny's the first crush. She was like, Benny. And she was so intrigued with the whole. And then you know the scene when it's like Scary the Beast, right? Which we'll get into that now. But like, I'm thinking, she's like, oh, Benny, run. Like, that is so scary. No, she was like, wow, wow, go, wow, wow. Like, when the wow, wow was able to jump over the fence, she was with the wow, wow, not the scary. Like, she wasn't scared by that
No,
character, which I thought was really
they're
special.
at that time. I think they're playing Wipeout, the song.
Yeah.
So that's not a scary song. It's more like a hype
A
song.
playful.
Even though like getting wiped out is
Yeah.
a scary thing, but the senses of
it.
hearing
Oh, that
it,
makes
she's
sense.
hyped with it, and she was raised with a dog too, so she wasn't raised to be scared
Yeah.
of dogs.
No.
Which is another, like
And
I walk
Ziggy's
around
like the
Luna
best.
and people cross the street with Luna,
No.
Yeah, but
No, but you so like okay, you could tell we have a lot of dogs in our building where some of them look mean. And they're little. It doesn't matter what size they are. Like they're like they show like not that they're mean, but they might jump at our dog, which it has happened. Not at our dog, but anyway. But Luna doesn't look mean at all.
no,
Luna's a sweetheart.
she's just the size of Hercules.
I guess.
So it's
so
like,
okay, so you having Luna, doesn't that make you have your own Hercules?
Yep.
Because
Big
when I
facts.
was looking at Hercules, I was like, that's Luna. It's connected.
I finally got my Hercules. I was one of those kids that was never allowed to have a dog.
Me
growing up.
too. Until I got married. Well, until I moved out.
I got my first dog. Well, I was still with my parents. I was in 8th grade, so it was the year before high school. I got my first dog, and it was like the biggest thing in the world because only child. All I wanted was a sibling or a dog.
Yeah.
And they're like, we can't get you neither one
like,
of them.
I'm
Dude, like, we're trying, but we can't. And it wasn't until 8th grade that I got a dog and started experiencing that. But I never had a big dog, like what I call a real dog like that.
Like a real dog.
Because I had miniature pinchers. So they grow to be like 12 pounds or something, and bless them, they're the best. Like I had the greatest dogs. Shout out to all of them: Lucy, Tootsie, Wally. Like I love all of them.
You had a lot.
And then the last one was Lulu, which was an alien, as my dad calls, because she lived to be like 17 years old. No one knew what she was. This tiny little thing. She was missing teeth, one eye open, a tongue to the side, like one of those. Lived forever, yeah. The goats, but
so cute though.
It wasn't until Luna.
Yeah.
That Steph brought me Luna into my life. My Wendy Peppercorn
yes.
brought me Hercules to my life. Like
you guys.
And I was able to have a real dog basically. Like I grew up in the neighborhood with dogs, like boxers, bulldogs, a couple pitties, retrievers. And I used to walk them for the neighbors. Like they'd give me like $5.
Wow.
And I would watch them all weekend or walk them all week and take care of them because it was my way to experience the dogs and make money. Yeah, but more
to be there with the dogs.
Be with the dogs, yeah. Because I do that for free any day. So yeah, it wasn't until getting Luna like 4 or 5 years ago that
How did she give it to you?
No. I mean, it was Steph's dog.
It was Steph's
and
dog.
I got together, and then
right. But then you became
so I
the
became
dad.
Bill. I became Bill.
You became Bill, the stepdad to Hercules. You need to get her one of those shirts, the baseball shirts.
We said it too.
I saw it. I'm gonna look for it and send you guys a link because she needs to have that like ASAP. What was your first job?
First job ever?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I mean, outside of like doing that stuff, because I used to do stuff in the neighborhood, like cutting grass, washing cars, and walking dogs. Like I would do it around the block. Um, First professional job, valet,
Really? For
illegally.
what? What? Because you were younger?
I didn't have a license yet, but
That's funny.
my dad knew the people and all of this, and he's like, just for a summer job or whatever, and
Mm-hmm.
it was at like some like warehouse that had offices in it,
Mm.
a magazine and newspaper distributor that
Wow.
had a valet thing in the front,
And you were driving those
and I
cars
was
without a
doing it in the
license?
summer, yeah, for like a couple months, and then later that year I got my license, and then I started working valet, like because I was already
What?
like, oh.
Yeah, we were already there.
And the way that you're like taught to think is whatever your first job is, you kind of grow into the rest of it.
Yeah, they do teach
It's
you
kind of the
that.
way that yeah. So I was thinking I was going to be, I don't know,
You thought you were
the
gonna be
president of a valet corporation or some shit by the
really?
time I was 30 something or yeah.
No. You really thought that?
Well, when you're 14, 15, yeah. Even though I was playing baseball, I was like, yeah, I'm going to make it to the big leagues or I'm going to be a valet
Well, yeah.
company
Which
run.
you would have been, I feel like you are who you are, not what you do.
Mm.
Like you could be a valet, you could work anywhere, but it's not what you're doing, how much you love it, and who you are as a person. Like I can see you being like this and a valet, please. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it won't define you, but I think it's cool that you're here and not whatever. um. Anyway, I was gonna ask you this. I went blank. Hold on.
First job. What was your first job?
My first job was that's funny. I was gonna tell you about my first job. Um, it was at a rental car, but I wasn't driving any
Close.
cars. Yeah, it was funny because I was really young. I don't remember how old. I have really thing with like my time and my ages. I don't know, but
You're one age. You're just here. That's it.
I
Yeah.
think exactly. I'm always the same age.
Exactly.
So I was working because on the weekend as well because the owner was Jewish and he wouldn't work on Saturdays.
Mm-hmm.
So they hired me because the lady that was there, she didn't know any English. So I had to translate.
Okay.
And that was my first job. And then I went to a swimsuit shop and then American Apparel.
Okay. So the first one were you only doing translating or also
Only
like sales and
translating.
stuff? No.
Only translating.
And then the next ones were sales stuff?
Yes. Then I started just doing retail.
Did you like those?
Yeah.
Like dealing with people and all of that? Like
No.
No, not that part.
Stock.
Okay.
I love stock. I love being in the back. Always just in the back.
Do you have a little bit of OCD?
I used to.
Okay.
At that
time?
At that time, yeah. I used to have, you know what? I went through a real OCD stage in my life. Like leaving the house, like the lights.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That just went away. But I had like, yeah.
I know a lot of people that have worked stock that have OCD and said, I love stock because of that specific reason.
Yeah.
Because you can
How
compartmentalize,
organized,
you get lost on
and
your own
those things
too.
were huge, especially in American Apparel. The stockroom was, imagine, huge.
Was it at the store?
Yeah.
Okay. Was it the Sunset?
No, I worked at the Ocean Drive.
Okay.
And then Washington Avenue.
Okay.
But then Washington, I was on the floor and I didn't like it.
Were you by that area? Were you like living?
Yeah,
around?
I was raised in South Beach.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah. So I lived right there. I would walk to the.
What
to
area
my
in
job.
South Beach? Or like
3rd
what
Street.
street? Okay.
Third Street. So right by the Burger King
Yeah.
elementary school. I went to that elementary school.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Shout out to you. Shout out to the beach.
Thank you. I love the beach. South Beach.
I spent time around 9th and 10th a lot because shout out Jimmy Green up that I used to work with. He lives right around that area too.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever I'm in South Beach, it's because of him. And he showed me a great appreciation for. Yeah, he's still there.
He still lives there? Oh, that's good. It's changed, but
big time.
right?
Big
I was
time.
driving there. When was it? This weekend? I don't remember. But I was like, wow, it's changed so much.
It's like another life of yours almost.
Yeah.
Like living that time.
But it was so fun.
And you were there the entire time?
No, I was
until-
there till my mom got married. And then I went to South Miami.
Okay.
So huge change. We went to a house. Then
South Beach, South Miami.
Yeah. And then I went to Tobacco Road?
Yeah.
Remember that? Right there. Like the little.
And now it's Kush or whatever there.
Yeah. and then I moved to downtown, Opera Tower, and then I moved to South Beach again, and then I moved with Hector.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, I want you to pick a number from 1 to 10. No, 7.
1 to 7?
Yeah.
5.
Okay, 5. I have a little cards that I want to ask you.
Do it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know what they are, so.
They're question cards?
Yeah.
Miscellaneous question cards?
We'll see. Okay, the first one. What's your favorite scent?
My favorite scent.
Yeah.
I don't know if freshness is a scent, but I love laundry for sure. Like that fresh laundry smell. I don't know if you're talking like essential oils or something. Lavender, maybe lavender.
No. Like for example, what came up to me, my favorite is like my daughter's toes.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Deep
Like
cuts
something
like that.
Like
Luna smells like Doritos, and every time you, yeah,
yeah.
Favorite scent like that.
No, freshness is good.
This is weird. This is weird.
Okay, I like weird.
I'll give you 2.
Okay.
I'll give you 2 now that we're talking like that. That it's not like a cologne or perfume or whatever.
No, it's like a scent.
I'll say like a baseball glove.
Oh.
Like that. Like that is, it's like old sweat and dirt, but it's that leather that's been like used and stuff. And like, I don't know, like that, it's a certain scent. And I'm not even crazy about baseball. Like I don't, like basketball is my favorite sport.
But you did baseball.
But I played baseball, and that scent is just like this nostalgic scent that like, and my dad's shed, which the other day, like I was getting something from it the other day, and like I stopped and I took a deep breath, and I was like, this is like, it took me back. He built the shed in 91. So it's been smelling like whatever it smells like since then. And
oh my God,
that's something
keep
that like
that forever.
Oh, facts.
Like I wish I don't have that, like that, a place you could go to. I have a lot of dreams with the first apartment I lived in Colombia, because I came when I was 9. Mm-hmm. So all my old stuff I don't have. Then you see like Hector and his sister, they have like their old house, or they have like it's so beautiful that you guys have that.
Do you think you can remember a scent from that time? Or maybe you've gone back to Colombia, maybe not to the same exact home and stuff, but maybe there's a scent in Colombia that is like, damn, my childhood.
The streets.
Like,
just like when you go to New York and you step out and you smell the streets, you're like, oh, I'm in New York. It's like that. It's like that in Bogota. It's like you get there and you're like, oh. I the other day I was playing Play-Doh, and for some reason the Play-Doh just like opened up. I'm all about this like sensory stuff. Like it just opened up the whole, like I know where I was. And I think maybe since I had Isabela, I've been dreaming a lot of that apartment, because that apartment was like my own little Cultura media house. Seriously, I had every room I would station it like with all my teddy bears, and I was Britney Spears, and I would like sing to them, and then I'll go to work, and I had like a fax machine, I don't know if it even worked, and then like a phone, and I'll be like, yeah, you're
just playing like different roles that you're creating.
Yeah, which is who I am at my essence.
You can kind of recreate that with Isabela now.
Oh yeah,
the home. You're making the home that
it
now.
It looks like that. Her stations are incredible. Like it's her world. And I love it, because that's how we should all just have our own world.
Exactly.
Okay.
No, you're doing the universe and God's work in doing that for sure, because you're setting her up for all the greatness.
That's our plan,
Well, you're off to a great start.
I feel like we are now who I was little. That's my happiest. And I see that with you guys here. Wow. Like, you guys are creating and, walking on water on a green screen and like being wrestlers. Like, Are you kidding
Anything
me?
is possible. It's
You
true.
guys, life is good.
Yeah, it's
And
a
I
dream
feel like
house.
when you watch the news and you're like, oh, I go into rabbit holes. Like I go deep in there. Like I'm in there all the time. And then I get out and I was like, oh my gosh, like just you guys, this place is awesome. What moment changed the way you look at life?
Probably like 2013. I went through a bad breakup and I started getting sick. Like random sicknesses started happening, and I'd go to a doctor, get sent to a specialist, another one. And it was just a time in my life that growing up, you think you do the job at valet and you're gonna be a CEO in a valet company because that's just the way the world works. Like it was a time in my life that like I was gonna make all these big steps and whatever because I was doing everything right in life, et cetera, et cetera. And then every chair just got pulled on me. And it's like, oh, this is actually life. Oh shit. So that was the beginning of looking at things different. Where things change.
What did you have?
A lot of things.
Really?
Yeah.
Like
I got like issues with like some cancerous cells found in me when going to a urologist, and then I got nerve damage done that I had to go to a specialist for, and then it opened up like 10 years of health issues, one to the next to the next to the
were you
next.
stressed? Do you think it
Um,
was a mix of everything?
the
Like
stress
hard
came
work?
later. The stress came later for sure. I wasn't stressed at that time, but I started stressing once they started like telling me shit. So it's like they say it's better not to know things.
Yeah, I've heard that.
I feel like that probably would have been a better time for me not to know, but then also I wouldn't have known what would have happened if I wouldn't have started to take care of myself either. So that kind of opened up the floodgates for like a bunch of different shit, and it kind of like
Did it make you
changed me.
think like if I die, like would I have done everything that I wanted to do?
Not at that
You
point.
didn't start asking those questions
That was more
then.
like recently.
Oh wow.
Yeah, which we will probably get to that if you want to, but that's
Yeah.
kind of like when I hit rock bottom a couple years ago, and that's when I had that moment.
What made you hit rock bottom?
The stress, the work, the not getting healthier, not getting a win.
Were you drinking and stuff, or like was it just like not healthy, like eating or exercise?
Well, I
Like,
mean, I was drinking like normal, yeah.
yeah, but it wasn't crazy.
No. It was unhealthy because I've just always been bubble boy. Like I was born with a bunch of different issues, and I had bronchitis and asthma growing up, and then I had a weakened immune system when I was like 11. I had to take certain medications. By 14, they're like injecting me and suppositories and pills and everything. And yeah, I've been through the ringer, but
Wow, but look at you.
I thought things would have lined up, and it just the finish line kept getting extended and shit, and that's
what made you be like, I'm tired.
yeah.
Yeah. And then how did you get out of that? If you
Us,
can talk about it, I honestly, if you,
yeah, I
you're
mean,
like, no, please, no.
no. I'm open as hell now.
Okay.
Like I said, like
Me too.
nowadays I'm open as hell about everything. 2019 I hit rock bottom, and I tried ending my life, and the fact that I got a second chance at life, that was my like jumpstart moment. After that, that was my moment where I was like I hadn't accomplished anything everything that I wanted to do, and that's
like, I'm not gonna ask you how, of course not, but like when you tried, because I'm interested in this, not because we all get, like, I get down, you know. So like when you thought this, did you tell anybody?
no.
You just kept it to yourself?
Yeah.
And then like that day came, and then how did you, like, who came at your like, what's wrong, Junior? Like, talk to me. Or how did that happen?
I called somebody when I woke up after everything.
Wow. Like you literally woke up
I
like
mean,
thinking that
you
you
would
weren't
probably
gonna
like
wake
it because it was like very theatrical in the sense that like romantic and theatrical in the sense that I kind of scored my own death and I kind of was preparing for it. I watched The Sandlot. I watched all of my favorite movies. I was
that
playing
week?
no, that day.
That day.
I wrote my notes. I did everything, bro. I had my favorite meal. Like yeah. Um, and then I went to sleep after I tried everything, and I woke up, and I woke up feeling the worst I've ever felt.
Yeah.
You know, but I woke up, and
Thank God you woke up.
then I fucking threw up, and I shit, and there's blood and black and everything, and I felt like my soul had left me, and then was trying to like crawl back in and
I
shit, like
backed
through
for
the
you.
bones. And then I called somebody. I called somebody that spoke to me in their darkest time. Someone that I wasn't even like that close to, but we had close experiences with one another.
Like you knew they were gonna understand you?
Yeah. Long story short, I knew this guy since he was 7. We didn't go to school together, but we had mutual friends. We ended up going to high school together.
Mm-hmm.
He came out of the closet to me his senior year of high school because I was his most non-judgmental friend that he ever had. And I didn't care that he came out. I was literally like, all right, do you have the homework? And he's like, did you hear what I said, dude? And I'm like, all right, did you hear me, dude? Like, do you have the homework? And
You're so cool.
and,
Yeah.
and
I'm so happy you're Hector's and my friend now. But anyway, sorry.
I love you guys.
We love you.
He's like, dude, I tried telling you, like, I told my sister and you, and that's when it like got me, and I'm like, why'd you tell me? And
Yeah.
he's like, because you've always known I've been different. You never judged me and stuff. And all right, bro, whatever. Like, so we had that moment, and then he went through his depression, and he tried ending his life because his parents weren't accepting of him. He did everything above and beyond. He got like this crazy ass job. He got a paid internship with Google, which doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And then like all of this to try to like prove and
That,
like all these
I'm
accolades
good.
and this and
Yeah.
that, and like it was never good enough. And then he tried,
Yeah.
and he survived.
Thank
And his
God.
mom caught him, like found him after. The mom ended up leaving the dad and surprised him at his wedding. Like it's the craziest
Wow.
fucking story.
Wow.
Like, so him telling me this entire story, and like he's already publicly said it. I'm not gonna say his name, but he's publicly said it. So it's not. I'm not saying anything he hasn't.
Yeah, no.
In us sharing in that moment, like we always like, he would always reach out to me like whenever he'd be like at rock bottom or something, because he knew I wasn't gonna like fire back with anything but love. So when I had my moment, I hit him up, and the way that the universe works, this dude was living in the Bay Area in California.
Mm-hmm.
And I hit him up, and he goes, send me your address. And I go, wait.
Like immediately?
Yeah. He goes, send me your address. And he goes, I'm 40 minutes away because my sister's getting married this weekend and I'm in town. I swear to God, bro.
Oh my God.
And it was like 2 days before. And this dude pulled up to my crib like within an hour. And I hadn't seen him. I don't think I saw him since high school. And this was 2019. So yeah, he pulled up to the crib, and he said, you're going to start smoking weed?
What?
He said, you're going to start smoking weed, and I'm going to pay for your therapy. You're going to go to therapy. And I'm going to pay for a year of therapy. Don't worry about it. Like, don't ask no fucking questions. Like, you can't go through this again, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, he left me with a vape pen thing,
Yeah.
and literally like 5 like J's rolled, and he goes, you're gonna start smoking whenever you feel some type of way. you're gonna go for walks, you're gonna breathe, you're gonna do it. And he was like telling me all these things to kind of like gain control of my life, and like
that worked for him.
And it worked for him, and
yeah,
he wasn't that type of guy either.
yeah.
So like hearing him tell me all this shit, like, and that was like the beginning of who you really see now, like, because that's when I was really like, all right, all this time, like, what had you been doing, and who had you been doing it for, and that's why you ran yourself into the ground, like, ultimately.
Yeah. Like, you're trying to please everyone. Like, who are you? What makes you happy? What do you want to do with your life, you know?
And I have this saying, it goes back to sports or PE. You would run suicides.
Yeah.
You go touch the line, run back, this and that. And I said, like, I was running suicides to my suicide, like, poguto, like, because I wasn't even like just walking my own path, which is what we all should do. Instead of running suicides and laps for everybody else, like, yo, you got to run the mile under this. You got to do this. You got to touch that and come back. Now touch that and come. Like, just walk your own journey, and whoever's gonna walk with you is gonna walk with you. And you don't gotta fight it, dude. And then another sports reference, like I was trying to play in like fields and courts that didn't play the way that I did. They played to like hurt, or they played to do this. Like, I just want to pick my ball up and like go to my court in my field, and whoever shows up shows up. Like, your vibe attracts your tribe. They'll get here.
Heck yeah.
If you build it, they will come. They'll get here. Like, they'll get here. And it took 30 something years and whatever, and previously what I was saying about, we all had our walks of life. Like, I have bouts with this. I've traveled. I've tried different ventures and all of this, relationships, working relationships, business, anything, like school. And now we're here, really grabbing the reins of our own life and like really trying to move forward the way that we wanted to walk through our life, and not be told to live some way that we don't want to.
It's inspiring. I thank you for talking to me about that. I
Yeah.
thank you so much, because I know it's not easy, and I'm so glad you're here, and it makes you even more cool for me. Like, really, because we all go through things, and that shows you that, like, you never know what we're doing daily to get through it,
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Next question. Yeah.
Woo! Is this thing on? Is this thing still on? Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Woo.
Oh my gosh.
Love you guys.
No, we love you so much. What? Wait, where did I? What if you could be a backup singer for any band? Who would it be?
Like current or all time?
All time, because current is hard, I feel like.
Current.
No,
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Oh yes. Okay.
Which to me is just the masters of musicality and stuff. So probably them. And I don't know. Now I'd probably say Bruno Mars, because he embodies a lot of the like musicality and old school stuff. And
yeah,
even though there's not so many like vocal performances of, like harmonizing and stuff, but I don't know. And I'd also just volunteer to be a singer at any NPR Tiny Desk concert.
Heck, you did?
No, I would. Like,
you would.
That's what
I see it.
Like, that's if you're saying like sing backup for something, I'd sing backup for any NPR Tiny Desk.
Which one has been your favorite performance in NPR Tiny Desk concerts?
I would probably say Mac Miller, because I wasn't into Mac Miller as much while he was alive and everything. And that performance to me, when you're talking about emotion and everything pouring through a person, holy fuck, what
it was incredible in that.
What a performance when it comes to that emotion and like
that transparency.
Yeah,
like I love that in people, and you have that, and everyone has that here. Like, just being and not being afraid to be like, oh, what are people gonna think? Or, oh, that's what that popped up. Like, this is like a safe space. You've created a safe space, and then now you can be a safe space for others.
Mm-hmm.
That's just
That is true. No.
Yeah.
It's important you said that though, because
it's
you need to hear it and it needs to be
yeah.
said. So yes.
Yeah, it's like it's so cool when you find that, but it's even more, I think it's better when you are that, you know, because you can just be there and just sit and listen, and there's nothing better than that.
Yeah.
I feel like we need more of that. What's the best way to deal with stress? I get so stressed sometimes.
Breathing.
I forget to breathe.
Breathing.
I forget to breathe, honestly.
Breathing. Because what you forget to do, we all forget to do. And that is why that is the best way, because we all forget to. And we're living on the last breath of things. And that's the anxiety. Oh my.
Yeah.
When if you just, that's when you zoom out. And the Cuban Rick Rubin, that I'm always dropping these lines. I say zoom in, obsess, zoom out, observe. That was in the book, the Rick Rubin book, the Creative Act Way of Being.
To read that.
He says that, and I feel like we're zoomed in when we're like anxious and whatever, and we're not breathing. Right?
Yeah. Have you had panic attacks before?
Yeah.
Oh, me too. They're intense.
Yeah.
I had my first one when I had Isabella. Like I didn't know what that was, and like your hands get like tingling.
Like postpartum panic attack, or just
postpartum.
Which that's one of the toughest things in the world that people never speak of enough. Like,
yeah, it was so hard. I remember it got triggered because I had to give her every day these drops, like vitamin D drops, and then this like probiotics. But you do I remember this. It was probiotics, 5 drops in 1 spoon, and then 1 drop of vitamin D, and I switched them. Like I forgot, you know. And that I just like I couldn't breathe. I couldn't. Yeah, I just like I can't breathe. I can't. Like it was so tough. But yeah, I think I sometimes forget to breathe, honestly.
And it's just zoomed in because you're in that. Oh my God, it was 5 to 1, and it was supposed to be 1 to 5.
Yeah.
Oh my, it's all over. And meanwhile, Isabella's probably like,
yeah, literally
farting and like playing and like
she's like Hector. Yeah. It's like that. Sometimes it's all I'm like I wasn't breathing. It's like yeah, you say that like.
Breathing.
Cool, breathe.
That's life-saving.
Okay,
I started doing the Wim Hof breathing methods.
What's
which
that?
is some crazy, like, it gets you into like this other place. It's intentional breathing that calms your nervous system and everything. And it just like increases your lung capacity. All the serotonin, oxycodone, whatever, like gets released, etc.
I like that. You know what happened to me this week? I was with Isabella and I was like, in one moment I was like, I don't think I'm breathing right. And I started breathing, like imagining the air coming all through my body and like out. And I just did that a few times, and Isabella looked at me and I just started laughing so much. I feel like laughter was held up somewhere in my body, and I was laughing so hard. Hector was in his computer. I don't even know if he remembers this, but I was like laughing, and he's like, oh, okay. And I was just like, and I feel
you need to release that though.
Yeah.
The same way sometimes you do have like a bit of rage or something that needs to get out too. You have those pockets of laughter. You need a belly laugh.
Yeah.
To get it out. Like
I do method acting a lot. Like I take class with Kim Harris. Her name is Kim Harris from Lee Strasberg. And we do a lot of breathing work. And because of that, like years ago, I went to Lee Strasberg, and then I realized like whenever I'm angry or anxious, I feel it in my chest. And it's like being aware of those things is so cool, because if not, you just go like, how do you get rid of that? And I feel like sometimes stress and frustrations and anger and resentment becomes like cancer.
Yeah, big facts.
Like a lot of the times that I see people sick, I'm like, I feel like they have something, like some unresolved. Not all the time, you know, but I do think it plays into it. It's
the people that keep all those little things balled in, and then those things ultimately are metastasizing and growing within them. Like you don't release that laughter, it's going to turn into like a poison.
Wow.
Same thing with the evil. Like it's just going to double down and it's going to drill in. You need to release all those things so that way you can be a vessel for all of your emotions and everything.
I love that. I cry a lot. So that's a good thing. Like I just cry all the time.
Keep those follicles open and those pores.
They say that people that cry a lot in movies are intelligent.
There you go. You're brilliant then.
Yeah.
Right? If you cry a lot, you're brilliant
I
then.
cry all the time. So I feel good about myself. I feel
Good.
like I'm doing a good service to my body and my brain.
It's kind of like a car, you know, like you're getting your oil changed and everything. Like you, good.
Yeah.
Washer fluid, everything. Like, ponte a llorar.
This is so fun.
Cozy and fun.
Cozy and fun. I think that's what we're going for. Did I already ask? Okay, I think this is the last one. Before we do the last one. Okay. What would you miss most about your home if you moved? I know what it is.
What, like?
Your dad. Your dad's shed.
If I moved from the city or what?
Not from your home.
Oh, well, I don't live in that home anymore.
Oh, you don't? Oh, you already moved.
That's my parents' house. Yeah, yeah,
Oh.
that's my. If I move from our home right now,
Yeah.
well, we've just been in it for. You needed that laughter to get out.
Junior! That's not the way I picture.
Hello.
No, that's the last part.
Breathe.
Breathe. I made a mess, but I'll clean it up soon. Okay. So nothing, because you just moved in there. That was crazy. That was like SNL or something.
Well, we literally been in there probably a month.
With Steph?
Yeah.
How's that?
Rough.
Have you guys lived together before?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's rough because we within the first week that we were there, we got a complaint about Luna being off leash.
Stop.
If you see where we live, it is a community. So I understand certain concerns, but we have the first parking spot, excuse me, and then it's the patch of grass in front of our home because we park almost in front of our home.
Right.
So it's almost like if our driveway was sideways. So it's all our property. Luna gets off the car and goes directly to the door. Goes directly from the door
Yeah.
to the car because she loves her rides.
Right.
But
They have an issue? They have an issue with
came
that.
over,
Oh, what did she say?
you know, and we noticed your dog off leash, and you know, we have other dogs in here and families, and the Peruvian family over there noticed, and the Colombians over there were
Stop.
talking, and El
Making you
Americano
feel
over
terrible and
here.
not welcome.
They have an old dog, and we feed the cats around the neighborhood, and this and that. And it wasn't even like, "Hi, I'm this person.
Right,
Welcome
like,
to the
welcome.
neighborhood.
I made you a pie.
Hey, I noticed this and this and that, you know, and just to give you a heads up, it was like coming off like as threatening, and but we're the
That
youngest,
really
we're the youngest
makes me
people,
uncomfortable.
we're the youngest people, and we have Hercules as our dog. So,
But that's your home.
that's been tough.
You should be allowed to have your dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I don't know what I would miss from this place,
Yeah.
but what I do miss from our last place is the yard. We had a yard, and we were on a canal. So it was like a fence, and we had our yard, and then we'd open the fence and we'd walk the canal with Luna and stuff like that, off
You
leash.
had freedom to do that.
So just that part.
yeah.
But then we also had neighbors that every single night at 9 p.m. would be blasting pepas.
What? Here in the new one?
No, in the last one.
Oh, yeah.
So like almost like if it was a national anthem.
You don't miss that.
No, not that part.
No, yeah.
But everybody was cool though anyways. Like loud
But
but cool. And
I
they
prefer
would invite
that.
us to the party.
I prefer
So-
that, honestly. We used to have these neighbors that would knock on my thing for everything. Like, I'm talking about one day a friend came over and she was laughing really loud. But, like, I laugh really loud. as you saw. And he'll be like knocking. And for his birthday, I invited the whole family. We were just recently married. I was like, I'm throwing this little Getty for my husband. They knocked so hard that they knocked off like una pintura.
Yeah. Like a frame or whatever.
Yeah. And I just started crying.
But what, on the wall?
Yeah. It was so hard that they knocked.
They were banging to shut up type
But it
of
was
thing?
Friday. I think it was Friday or Saturday, like at 10 p.m.
Nah.
It was crazy. And then they finally moved out, but right before we had the baby, which for me was really good because my whole thing was like, what is going to happen when my baby's crying at 5 a.m, 4 a.m? They're going to come knocking, and then I'm going to go, I'm in postpartum.
No,
you don't want to mess with me.
That painting lands on Isabela. You're going.
Yeah, it landed on my little cousin
Yeah, no.
in Luciana, and I was so pissed. And I went next door, and he was like, "What? They were from whatever." I'm glad they're not there anymore. I'm sorry. I hope they're in a really quiet place and stuff because we weren't crazy. We weren't doing like this. We're not crazy people.
No, I know that. They're not. They're not crazy people. I promise.
We're not crazy people.
What would you miss from this spot?
From Cultura?
No.
I was like, well, I'm glad you guys are staying here.
No, if you guys were to move from your current
Oh my
home.
gosh, I don't want to move.
Okay.
I really don't want to move.
Everything then. The answer is everything.
I love everything. Like I moved in there for the first time with somebody. I had never moved in with anybody before. We got engaged in that apartment. We had a baby in that apartment. She walked in that apartment.
Yeah.
So everything.
You're pretty much done for there.
Yeah, I don't.
You just need to film like one of these like life documentaries in there now,
yeah,
where everything happened. Like one of those great commercials that shows you like when the family grows up throughout the years and stuff. You get to it.
That's what I want. But he's like, no, we gotta move eventually. And I'm like, yeah, not yet.
That's great. You love those memories? Well, I just put in a bid for this. We're out.
Yeah, we're out next week. He's like, you're gonna cry when you leave? I'm like, so much.
Yeah.
I cry for everything. So okay, so this was fun.
Hey, one and done really here. Fun. You got it in the books.
I have two last things.
Okay.
You see that phone there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're gonna bring it here. Because last thing I want you to do is I want you to call your teenage self.
Wow.
And give them advice to prepare them for what's coming for them.
Damn.
Or they can call you.
What age?
You tell me what age.
All right.
But you have to tell us.
Yeah. So I just act like I'm on a phone call?
No, wait. And then you pick it up.
Hello? Yo. Yeah. Make sure you get to Blockbuster real quick. They close at 8 today. Okay. Hey, listen. Do me a favor. Don't go to that high school. Yeah. No, I know. I know that your parents are working hard to put you into that high school, but it's not the high school that you're supposed to be going to, dog. Like, that's the one that they want you to go to, that they say that this shit is going to be for all of this and blah, 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 blah. But look, bro, I'm here from the future to tell you, go to the other one. Yeah, that one. Yeah. And then once you graduate, no more sports, dog. No more sports. You do it for team building and all of that cute stuff. Oh, yeah. And then little snacks after and camaraderie, etc. But then go for what you want to, bro. Who gives a fuck if they're going to look at you like that? They already look at you like that, papa. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Yes, keep using the cheat codes on Grand Theft Auto. All right. Sandlot one more time. Love you. I love you. Proud of you. Keep going. Keep growing. You really are the funniest dude I've ever met, bro. Oh, shit. All right. He says hi. All right, bro. What? Okay. He doesn't say hi. All right. Love you. Love you. Later, bro. Bye. I don't know if that's how long the call was supposed to be or
It's
whatever.
supposed to be whatever it is. It was literally perfect.
Well, Industry of Cool.
Industry of Cool.
Episode 1 in the books.
Yes.
The queen herself, Valeria. Say
Yes. Thank you.
One and done here. Shout out to
This is for you.
the greatest producer. Oh my goodness.
But it's full of
It's covered in
full of water.
saliva and water and laughs and giggles. Shout out to the producer. Clean this up, please. Clean this up whenever you can. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is too nice, dude. This is too nice.
Yep. Thank you so much for being part of this. I had the best time, if you couldn't tell. Okay.
Okay.
I'm done.
Okay.